just keep it real. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the Jesus Initiative under the segment called Not Ready. And today I am with someone so special. I actually enjoy watching you either perform or do your job. Most of the time, I'm like always watching you within the church environment. Yeah. So I think you're going to tell me today, actually, what do you do? Because I'm not quite sure what you actually do. But I just know that like you always like have the best outfits. You always look the greatest. You're always sitting there in the front. So I do media. Yeah. So like the camera is always like around the front. So I'm always seeing you through the cameras. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, she looks so nice.
Oh my God.
That's a nice dress. Oh my gosh, her hair. Oh my gosh, her shoes. And then when you're on stage, I'm like, oh, clock it. I am sitting with Yolanda Mtimkulu. I think we've had her. Yeah. Before here at the Jesus Initiative, and so glad to have you back.
Thank you.
You're actually one of the most highly anticipated sort of conversations, even within our team. Okay. Last time we were talking about singleness, essentially single in Jesus Christ and what that means to you. And we spoke a lot about, a little bit about dating and a little bit about what the church thinks and how you are as well within your singleness journey. So we're basically going to continue that conversation.
No problem.
Essentially. Yeah. You are a mother.
I am.
Of two kids.
Yeah.
How old are they?
Beautiful kids. So my son is 13. Literally, he's just started grade 8. Yeah. I'm a mom of a high school boy.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. And
how do you feel about that?
My goodness. And he's in boarding school, hey?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's in boarding school. So we sent him off on Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, I did cry.
I'm sure.
I think I just went through all the emotions. Yeah. Like literally, I just saw him as a baby.
Yes.
And like, when I opened my eyes already.
All of a sudden.
Yeah. It was surreal. I could not believe that I had raised a 13-year-old and I'm sending him to school.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
a big one. I'm only 4 years in.
My goodness. Almost. It's a beautiful journey. Yeah. Beautiful journey.
So one is 13. That's your son. He's the oldest.
Yes. He's the eldest. And then my daughter is 11. People say she looks exactly like me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She's my twin. I did not believe it for the longest time. Until I went through my childhood pictures.
And you actually compared.
I was like, child, come here.
Actually, let's see. Let's see what's going on.
I'm like, who's this? And she's like, it's you. I'm like, girl, this looks like you.
So she's 11. She's also getting closer to high school.
She is in 2 years' time, yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Oh my goodness.
Grade 6. So she only has one more year and then it's
one more
high
year
school.
Next year and then it's high school. So already she wants to go to boarding school as well.
Yeah.
I think she was also nervous about it until she saw her brother kind of adapting when he dropped him off because he was so excited about starting this new journey.
Okay.
So she was like, yeah, actually I've changed my mind. I want to go to boarding school and I want to go to a girls' school. I was like, yay! This is what I want. Because it's always been a dream of mine to take my kids to boarding schools.
Is it a Christian boarding school as well?
No, it's not. It is not.
But it's a good school though.
Very good school.
Okay.
Very, very good school.
And you've basically raised your kids essentially maybe like more than half of their lives, I'm guessing, kind of like as a single mom, essentially.
I think, let me just say I've raised them their whole lives. It's just that it's my parents took their role.
Okay.
Yeah, in their lives. Okay. And they spent quite a good number of years with my parents, just 4 years with my parents.
At least you had that support. That's beautiful.
Yeah. No, I'm very grateful for my parents. Without them, I don't know where I would be. My goodness. You know that God gives you a community and God gives you a village of people to help you whenever you're struggling, because what is it? Like a load that it can carry. Exactly. So for me, I feel like God was just like, you know what? I see you and I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
Because the way it happened, I was so overcome by my work.
Yeah.
So I'm very passionate about my work in any field, like literally whether it being in church or whether it being
and we see it
in
my
translates.
career. It translates.
Whether it being in my career, but I always give everything. I give my all.
Yeah.
In it. And I really, really tried to be a mother and to be fully there for my kids. But then of course, when you try balance, there's always something that's going to fall short. And my dad was just like, no, I'm taking them. And I was just like, no.
Wow.
I was like, no, I am. And I was like, okay.
It really goes back to that. It really takes a village.
It takes a village to raise a child.
And it's something that I'm also learning right now about allowing the village in.
Exactly.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And, for most of us, sometimes it doesn't even have to look like your mom or your dad or like close family members, like blood relatives. It could look like the church community.
Exactly.
And I'm pretty sure you've seen, even with my son, like he's kind of like all over the church.
Yes.
He has his best friend. They're always just like...
He is in the media and he's always like checking the mics.
Yeah.
And he's,
and he's only 4.
There. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, he's a media leader in training, and then he's also learning the piano now. And so the whole village situation.
I'm using him soon, eh?
Please do. Like, I think he's ready, especially for first service, the piano.
I got you.
He can play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Stars.
When we have a children's program.
Yes, please put him on, please.
What is it, clock it?
like they're outside right now. Like there's this also like little community that I've created for myself. Rato and Sia.
Oh, nice.
And Mike and everyone else. Yeah. So they're like my little church family, and they kind of like come through for me, even when it comes to like my son. And so they've kind of like built their own little friendship thing, and I've kind of like jumped in as well. Like, okay, guys, let's. I don't know. I feel old, but it's fine. I don't understand half of what you guys are saying, but
I'm still here for it.
I'm here for it.
Make me feel young, so I'm here for it.
Yeah. So I've been clocking it all day. Just. So I know you from church. The church community, and I basically kind of serve with you in the church. You're mostly there in music, and I'll dabble in music every now and then, but I'm mostly in media.
With a beautiful voice, I might
Thank
add.
you.
Yes.
And I guess I'm just wondering, like, throughout your process of separation, when you first started, raising your kids, kind of like by yourself and integrating them into kind of like staying with your grandparents. So you've navigated that space of separation while having your 2 kids. How did that impact you? Did it impact you in any way, especially back then as it was happening?
Look, it wasn't an easy journey, hey?
Yeah.
Let me just give like context and background. Like, I come from a very toxic relationship, if I'm allowed to say that. Yeah. Let me say it's my opinion. Mm-hmm. Maybe he may say something else, but it drained a lot. Sure. And I really wanted it to work, where I put in so much effort and so much energy into it, to a point where you would always think that there's something wrong with you. Right. Like, I always thought, okay, let me fix this. I remember very early on in my marriage where I would literally call my parents and be on I don't think I can do this. Sure. And they'd be like, no, it's because maybe you've got a temper, maybe reduce your temper. Or I'd call again and be like, I'm not okay. And then maybe I'll call like my cousin and she'd be like, no, marriage is tough, stick with it, and all of that. So when I went through all the emotions and I started withdrawing from my kids, and I started not being a mother, and I started being just an image, and I'm here, and you start seeing yourself changing into becoming something that you're not. Sure. And that's when I realized that this is not it. Yeah. This is not it. And I cannot do this to my children, because I've always said that the day I have kids, I'm going to give my all, and I'm going to make sure that I'm always going to be a present mother for them. And when I started seeing myself changing into someone that I'm not, and someone who I've never imagined myself to be, that's where I made the decision. It was never an easy one, because I always used to pray. I used to remember, so I used to work all the way in Bedfordview, but living in Pretoria. Yeah. Every single morning I would be crying in the car. Oh no. Every morning I'd be crying, and I'd be praying. I'd be like, God, why is this happening to me? God, I need you to fix my marriage. I need you to fix my marriage. God, help him to open his eyes and to see me. God, please, I need this for my kids, And I'd be like, no. And then one of the things was I need it for my church. Because I'd be so afraid because of the whole stigma around marriage and the whole stigma around divorce.
Right.
And how divorce is bad. Divorce is just bad. So I was just like, I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of, and I'm embarrassed of where I am in my marriage.
Sure.
And I was like, God, please, I need this. I need this to work. And, you know, in all of that, it's literally taking a bit of yourself, taking a bit from your children. And that's when I was like, you know what? And then I realized at some points where I heard God say, it's time. And that's where I was just like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And that's how I exited. In me deciding that my kids, my son, for example, he went through, I don't know if it was depression or what, and he wasn't coping at all. I had to take my child to see a counselor, a therapist.
Was this due to the separation or?
It was due to the separation.
Okay.
So when I had decided that this was happening, and then now we were navigating me moving into my own space.
Yeah.
And now it's just the three of us.
Yeah.
And he took a knock because it's his dad.
Yeah.
You know, it's his dad, and every single
That's
child,
his hero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Needs a father, you know.
Right.
And it was just seeing him, he wouldn't do homework. Ooh. He blatantly refused to do homework. He threw tantrums, and he was just, you know, I had to like literally look for a counselor.
Yeah. And
just take him to therapist. As much as I was still working, I had to like literally take time off because I was just like, I need this for my child.
Yeah.
So for him, it was very traumatic. And that's why I was saying that I got so emotional on Sunday when I took him to school because of the growth that I've seen in his life.
Oh my goodness.
And I was just like, oh my goodness. And I remember each and every single time, he's always one person who would be like, are you okay, mommy?
Oh.
Are you okay? You know, and then I was just like, oh my goodness. Like, oh my word.
You know, like our kids can actually see.
They can see everything.
That you're not okay.
They see everything.
And also they're kind of tethered to you in a way. I mean, they were inside you. So there's always going to be that connection. So even if you're trying to put this like facade of everything being okay, they can feel it.
They can feel it.
They know how you are at your most happiest. They know how you are when you're the most sad. And so when they see or even feel that shift, they'll obviously be able to point it out.
And they did. Like, I will not lie to you. My kids saw it right through me. And my daughter, for example, I'm seeing it now as she's still growing, you know, that it took a knock on her as well.
Okay.
Because she was always this bubbly child.
Yeah.
And then she went quiet.
Ooh.
Like literally quiet. So now I'm still learning to try always be there for her.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I'm not always around both of them, but I try by all means to just always be there for them.
To just be present.
Yeah. So it the whole cycle of separation, it's very traumatic. Very, very traumatic. And there's a thin line between you being strong and you falling into depression. Very, very thin line. Very, very thin line. And
were you pretty close to it?
I was depressed in my marriage.
Okay, yes.
So I know exactly what it feels like. And that's when I used to sleep the whole day. I was on antidepressants. And that's why I said I was no longer present. I was just the figure that, oh yeah, my mom is here, you know. So I knew exactly what it felt like. I had to choose whether I want to go back to that state or I want to actually live a better life.
How old were your kids at that time when you separated finally?
My daughter was around 5.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter was, around 5. And then my son, he's 2 years older, about 7.
Do you think they saw a shift in you when you finally separated? And
when
now
I
you're on your
finally
own?
separated, my kids were like, Mommy, you're so fun.
Yes, I love that.
Like, Mommy, we didn't know you like this.
Yeah.
We have so much fun when we're with you, you know.
Sweet.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And then that's
so basically you returned to yourself.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah. And we have such a great time when we're together.
And your relationship with God at the time, did it get stronger? I think even after the marriage kind of went, apart. Yeah. Did you think that you leaned more on him?
Whenever someone says, do you have a testimony? I say, listen, I can testify.
Yeah.
What God has done in my life.
Right.
Like God carried me through it all. I don't know. There were moments where I even lost my job.
Sure.
And I didn't know what I was going to do.
Okay.
But God always provided.
And you were still in the church.
I was still in the church.
At that time. Okay. Yeah.
God always provided. Whenever my son didn't have a school to go to, God provided a school.
God came through.
Always, like literally in my journey, God always helps me find employment. God always, somehow, some way, I have petrol in the car. Somehow, some way, we have food on our table.
Right.
Like God literally has surrounded me with even people, my parents, my brother,
sure,
and my close friends, like people who could have chosen to say, she's divorced now, we don't associate with such people, but they still remained with me. They went through the journey. I went through mood swings.
Yeah.
Divorce is not easy.
Yeah.
At all. I went through someone saying, oh no, I'm not going to provide for the kids because I don't work. I don't have money. I went through something where he and the family literally shut their doors,
sure.
So it was so hard, to try and raise my kids and then, and still feel that warmth. And knowing that I'm surrounded, I'm loved.
You mentioned something so interesting where you talk about how God has always provided for you, right? And I've seen it in my mom's life, right? She's raised 3 of us by herself.
Wow.
I've seen her only have this much left in the tank, like reserve, like that reserve.
Yes.
Like the car's about to shut down, and she would get up, take us to school, all 3 of us. We all went to 3 different schools. Take us to school, get to work, come back, and it's still on reserve.
Oh my God.
For 3 days. I've seen that. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And then when the car finally decided, bruh, I've held on for too long, somebody blessed her at work with, I don't know how much it was, but I think it was around about 200 or 300 rand just to be able to pour some petrol and buy some fruits and veggies at the local food market at the time. I've seen my mom go through it all, to like having 0 food in the fridge, to me almost getting kicked out of school because the school is like, where's our money? It's been 3 months, and God just puts ideas in her head, like go to Cash Crusaders, take this TV or whatever, get the money, you'll make it back. And eventually she does. Yes, it does take a couple of months, but she'll make the money back and we'll get the TV back and things like that. So single mothers, I commend them. Yeah. Like they are literal superheroes. Literal superheroes. But in all of that, I've always seen how my mom would always come out of that still positive, still praising the Lord. She would blast, what's this guy? Donnie McCloughan.
Yes.
Oh, these are the days of Elijah. Like this is one single album that she kept playing through and through. At some point, though, at the time, also Reality 7 was a thing.
Yes.
Back then, when they first, arrived on the scene. Exactly. So, and there was like so many other genres as well of music, but they were always gospel. She loved CeCe Winans as well. And she constantly found herself in the heart of worship.
Always.
And if there's one thing that I commend my mom for is teaching me who God is through music. Amen. As much as we prayed, but we didn't pray a lot. Yeah. But I figured out that she was actually praying through music. Yeah. And so that's how I've also kind of figured out how to connect to God through the art of music, And I think these are things that your kids are also learning from you as well, that always stay connected, always stay in the church environment, never leave, never forsake God, because He'll always come through for you. Exactly. And speaking of church, right? What do you think is the biggest misconception, and I know we've had this conversation before, where your answer at the time was single people, men or female, want married people. Is that something you want to elaborate a little bit more on in terms of like, do you think that's a misconception, or it's actually coming from a place where maybe certain people have experienced something like that? You know, what do you say to those people who've actually experienced something like that, that would have that sort of misconception about the entire single, you know, community?
Well, I'm going to take it from because I was married before, how I saw it as a married woman. First, you think that obviously, you know, I've got this man is mine.
Sure.
Yeah, that's where we start. This man is mine. He's married me, so he mustn't look at any other woman.
Right.
That's where it is. And we end up thinking, oh no, now I'm his eyes.
Sure.
Now,
okay.
Yeah. Now, okay, I'm seeing that there was a woman who's looking in his direction. No. No. Block.
They even start positioning themselves.
Then you start putting your hand on your other man, because you know, people must identify now that listen, me you know, that kind of thing. Hey, la, you know.
Yeah.
So it's that thing of yazazi, mina umisi's lie kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we don't realize the insecurity that's actually showing.
Right.
Is that what conversations are you having with your spouse?
Right.
What boundaries are you setting with your spouse? What communication? Where are you between the two of you?
Sure.
We forget that when he approached you, he had eyes for you.
Right.
That's it. He saw something in you that he didn't see in anyone other else woman,
and decided that is my partner. That is my other half. Yeah, bo.
I'm sending them to this girl's house.
Right.
I'm choosing her. So why are you putting yourself in a position where now all of a sudden you are insecure about who you are? Because that's literally identifying that you do not know who you are. You have lost your identity.
Okay.
So with that, saying that they want married men or they want married women, it's literally you are uncertain of where you are in your marriage. Be certain. As indoda yakho, wazi umfazi wakho, before you actually start projecting, because that is projecting.
Sure.
Literally that is projecting of, I think this is where my man is, or this is where my woman is. But in actual fact, have a conversation with your person and you'll find that, oh, listen, it's not even there.
Basically get to know your partner. And I think that's something that people shy away from doing, especially while dating. And then marriage is just like this over glamorized thing of, you know, I need my wedding, I need my partner.
People
and it's
get
like
married for the wedding.
Exactly. And then you find out in the marriage that actually we're not compatible, you know. And I think those things, because in the previous episode we're talking about therapy. Do people need therapy? And I think it's important also for you to know yourself.
Yes.
You know, it's something that you actually mentioned quite in our previous interaction with you, where basically I asked you, did I ask you? But your answer was around getting to know yourself, right? And knowing who you are, essentially, before you can even consider getting married, type of thing. So I think even as men and as women, it's quite important and imperative for people to understand who they are so that they know what they want. Right? And once you know who you are, you can determine whether marriage is the next thing for you, and it's not just societal pressure. Right? Because then uzofika emshadweni uzolimaza omunye umntwana. You know, you're gonna hurt them because you weren't ready. You didn't want this life actually. Probably you're not even a monogamous person, dare I say, you know, like maybe that's not even who you are. Maybe monogamy is not for you. Maybe you actually want to live a different life than the one that is called by Christ of one woman, one man. Maybe you don't want that for yourself. And so you get into a marriage, you expose your wife to something that they didn't want, or you expose your husband to something that is contrary to what a marriage is. And then you build insecurities. And then now they have to position themselves to safeguard the relationship, safeguard their marriage, which then puts single people obviously as like the culprits as to why their marriage is failing.
Single people at the end of the day are also looking for companionship. They're also looking for that partnership. But it doesn't necessarily mean I'm looking for yours.
Sure.
Always remember that, is that they are also on their own journey.
Sure.
They also want certain things. As much as, yes, maybe your man is the prize or your wife is the prize, it's not necessarily theirs. They, like, I think they need to look at it in a way of, I'm a role model, or I'm a model to what a marriage should look like.
Yes.
And when I, as a single person, look at you, I need to be like, I would like that one day. I shouldn't look at you in a way of I should be like,
oh, that's nice. I love their relationship. Look how they present themselves. Look, oh, wow. Yeah. It should be something to look forward to. Yeah.
But if you're going to now show your vulnerability in emehlweni ethu kahle kahle uzembula ingubo manje, you know, and you're showing us, okay, in your house, this is what's going on, you know, then I'm going to be like, maybe this is not what I want, you know. So always safeguard your marriage, safeguard your home, and have a conversation within your household and set boundaries for yourself. If you feel uncomfortable that your husband or your wife is touchy with someone, say it, you know, endlini. But don't now come to the single person and say, hey, lalela ngiyakubona uthi indoda yami, you know, kind of thing. Now uzazi ukuthi kahle uzehlisa isidima manje, you know. You need to always, at the end of the day, always remember who you are. Like, I'm Yolanda, and this is how I present myself always. Angeke ngizehlise for anything. And if wenzeka, then it's not for me.
Speaking of safeguarding, as a now single mom, have you ever experienced mom guilt for being single? Have you ever even found yourself in a situation where you want to create this home environment for your kids, maybe find a husband or something, you know, to kind of like create that family unit again? Has the mom guilt ever gotten to that point?
Mom guilt for wanting a family of a mom and a dad and kids. Post separation? No.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I believe families are unique. Whether it's just mom and kids, whether it's dad with kids, families are unique. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mom, a dad, and kids.
Right.
If it is in your journey, if it is put by God that it's supposed to happen, then it will happen. That's how I feel about it. I don't feel that I'm under pressure to do that. I feel that in God's timing, if that is part of God's plan for my life, then I will do it. But I think I have my own criteria as well. But I just, I do not, I feel that I need to be in alignment with someone.
Okay.
My kids come first.
Yes.
In everything. And if you cannot do that for me, there's no way there can be an us.
Ooh.
That is the mom guilt. Right there.
Clock in?
Yes.
Like, I'm seeing an empowered woman in you. And my next question to you was going to be, do you feel empowered as a mom? And I think you basically just answered that to say, listen, this is who I am. I'm a mom and my kids will always come first. And because they come first, I'm able to excel in everything I do. I'm also able to have a criteria, basically, for the kind of man that I want. And I think it even goes down to a cellular level to the kind of friendships that I want, the kind of environment I constantly want to create for myself. You've been in a toxic relationship. You've been in a toxic environment. And so you know what you don't want for yourself.
Correct. Because, you know, and I didn't, when I was separated, when I got divorced, I didn't jump into a relationship.
You gave yourself that time. I gave
myself enough time to heal. Gave myself enough time to know who I am.
Right.
And I didn't want to invite someone into my life only to be an open wound and start seeping and start bleeding onto him. I did not want that. I wanted to be a whole woman, so that now when you come into my life, be a whole man. So you and I, we complement each other. We are on the same level. And I don't rely on you. I don't depend on you to make me happy. You literally contribute towards my happiness.
Sure.
And I should feel that sense of, I got you. You got me too. And we are in a partnership. We are in this together. I should never ever feel that I need to be less of Yolanda.
Sure.
I need someone who will always empower, like literally elevate me to the next level. And when I'm walking, I walk boldly.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And now I don't ever feel as if it's too much. My lights cannot be dimmed.
If I'm too much for you, I'm not your target market. Like, keep it pushing.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
You know, and it has to be someone who's willing. I'm a full package.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a full package. Like I said, I come with my kids.
Yeah.
And literally I come with, I know what I want.
Wow.
And I know where I'm going in life. And there's no way. There's a lot that I compromised in my previous marriage. There's a lot that I lost in myself. I'm not about to do it again.
Right. Have you found your identity in God in any way? Like, as much as you are a full package and you're saying right now that I'm a single mom, I do come with my kids, this is who I am. Do you think that your identity is rooted solely in your kids, or do you also find pockets in there to involve this God who blessed you with them?
God is everywhere. In my life, God is everywhere. I don't make a decision without him. I don't do anything without him.
Yeah.
God is literally my source of strength. My son, when he was leaving on Sunday, the one thing I said to him, I was like, I'm human. I'm your mom on earth.
Sure.
But your God is your father.
Yeah.
Your God is with you wherever you are going. So don't ever feel that if you cannot get a hold of me, it happens. Phones die. Batteries die.
Yeah.
But your communication with God
is forever there.
Forever there.
Yeah.
So make sure that God is your center in everything.
Right.
Because God is my center. Like my son knows, like my kids know. My family, my mom, my dad, my brother, they all know that literally everything of mine is rooted in God.
Right.
That's why I love what I do in the church.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I always prayed that God gives me something that I'm passionate about. And how he introduced it, I was in this other, what is it, business, what is it,
Church business.
forever new thing, forever living.
Yes, forever living.
Yes, so I was, and then I met this lady, and one of the things that she asked for us to do was to kind of find our purpose in life. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, what is that? You know? And when I sat down with her, she's like, what do you enjoy doing? And I'm just like, I enjoy praising God.
Sure.
And she's like, how do you do that? I'm like, I sing.
Yes, ma'am.
I sing. And then she's like, that's it.
Yeah.
Use that purpose and then let it drive you.
Yes, ma'am.
And then all of a sudden I was in church.
Yeah.
I got into music in my small church that I was going to in Pretoria. I got into the music department and I was just pushing. And I was just like, you know what? If I save one soul today,
sure, let
God's name be glorified.
Yes, ma'am.
Through music.
That's amazing. And I see that passion in everything that you do. I mean, you're still part of music this year, right? But you're like the head this year.
Yes.
Last year you were assisting.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Elevating.
God will do that. God will do that.
I love that. You see, like, God will put you in the places where you can, first of all, develop as a person, but also develop a relationship with him. Yeah. Then when he knows you're ready, he just...
And the growth that comes with that.
Yeah.
Responsibility that comes with that. Because don't see yourself as just, okay, Yolanda was in Gonzweni.
Yeah.
Now you are an image of God.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you're presenting God, not only in the church. Like you were saying that you see me, you part of the media, and sometimes the camera will come into my face. I cannot forget that when I walk out of here, I'm still that person.
Yes.
Some people may think that, oh no, you are one person in church and then you must be another person when you go into your workspace. No. What you see is what you get.
Literally.
Because God has literally been in my journey. Right. Why must I forget him when I exit the church?
You exit
so amazing. God is literally in every single thing that I do.
So there's this comment, right, that was left.
Yes.
But do you know this person, by the way?
Yeah, she's my close friend. Yeah,
Mandwa.
Yes.
Mandwa is,
Yes.
right? Yes. So she commented on one of the posts that we did recently, well, last year sometime. She said, if you don't like what you attract, start rectifying self. Can you explain what that means?
Okay, so Mandwa is a very, very good friend of mine. Round about the same time when I was going through my divorce, she was going through hers as well.
Yeah.
So it literally somehow I met her like a year before.
Sure.
Our lives went, you know.
Okay.
And so one of the things is just explaining that quote that she put there was, whatever you put out into the universe, whatever you put out into the world, it literally is like one of those, what is it? Those things that you swing and then it comes back.
Those balls.
Yeah, those ones where you just, the fleece balls.
Oh, the fleece balls. Yeah.
Literally, whatever you swing out will literally come back. Or
then the boomerang thing as well.
Boomerang, exactly. Yeah. Literally, anything that you put out into the world will come back. So if you are a negative person, if you are going to always be pessimistic about anything in your life and whatever comes out of your mouth, you always negative. Oh, I don't.
Even the
like
Bible
this.
talks about
You're
that.
complacent.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Yeah.
You are a complacent person and you always you attract that.
Sure.
It's exactly that.
Sure.
Your friends will be like exactly that. Your friends, whenever you come with a problem, they'll be like, "Ay, vele. And it will always be negative. So if you're going to change your mindset, main thing always, I think it's one of the things I always say to people would be, where's your mind? Where's your mindset? Change it. That's it. Change it. Once you change your mindset, your outlook on life will be different. Your words that you will say will be different. And you'll start seeing things little by little change. They always say that if you keep like a vision board, something that you always see, something that you always long for, it literally sits in your mind and then it starts playing and then you start living it and you start living it and your life starts transforming. So literally whatever you see in your life that you want to change, be the change first before you start thinking that everything else will change, because everything starts from you. You are the soul of change.
Yeah, rectifying like your identity or rectifying yourself can be such a messy sort of situation, because sometimes you walk out of a marriage or you walk out of a relationship, long-term, short-term, whatever, even friendship breakups, you know, where your entire identity was rooted in that person or in that relationship, or even the idea of having that ring on your finger was your entire identity. It's such a messy process, because now you have to kind of like psychologically break that thing that you told yourself was your reality and who you were. And that can be such a hard thing to come out of, you know, coming from someone who is also in a long-term relationship, who also has a child with this person. And then so much of who you are has now fallen away. And now you have to kind of like rebuild who you are in Christ.
Yes.
And I think trying to rebuild yourself in the process of also trying to find God, yeah, no, that was tough. I'm thinking about it now, and that was really tough, because you're also coming into a church environment where also there's people in the church who believe certain things need to be the way it is. If you're a single mom, you shouldn't hold a church position, for example, things like that. If you're divorced, you shouldn't be, you know, in the church meetings or whatever. You shouldn't hold any. You just sit in the pews.
Yeah, you were just
you know
there. Yeah,
just be there. You shouldn't hold any position, because what do you have to teach?
Correct.
Your divorcee, for example. So also coming back into an environment where there are human beings as well. Why are you trying to find God? Why are you trying to rectify yourself? Why are you trying to find who you are, besides a mom, besides Usihle, besides Yolanda? You know, it's a job and a half.
It is.
And you're gonna get hurt in the process. I'm just wondering, have you ever experienced church hurt like that? Or even environment hurt, family hurt, whatever, where because you are a divorcee and you're raising two kids by yourself, that was such a stigma held in your over your head like that. For example, I'll make an example. If a man is married, he's called Mr. Mabena instead of his actual name, Sipho.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's also like a respect, a hierarchy thing when it comes to things like that. Do you think that that is something that can also kind of mess with you a little bit? Because instead of people calling you Miss Mtimkulu, they call you Yolanda by your name. But someone who's younger than you, who's married, they call him Mr. or call her Mrs. type of thing. Do you think that's something as well that can kind of mess with who you are to yourself? Or does it go back to what you were saying? I know myself.
Yeah.
You don't let these things just bother you, like, ugh, it's whatever.
Yeah, honestly, I think the one thing that God did for me was that he didn't just immediately say, you are out of the marriage, when I was crying and I was distraught and I was like, God, I can't do this anymore. But instead he put me on hold.
Sure.
God was like, you need to learn something here. You need to learn to wait. You need to learn that how are you going to address certain things when they come? How are you going to stand up for yourself? And one of the biggest challenges was we were sitting in a room and it was both of the families that were there, and a whole lot of exchange of words and people saying, oh no, I'll never amount to anything. This was coming from their side of the family.
Wow.
That I'll never amount to anything because I'm basically cursing myself.
Sure.
And I'm cursing my children.
Wow.
Walking out. By walking out of my marriage.
Excuse me.
Yes. Yeah. But in that moment, I kept quiet. And then God was like, say something. God was like, say something. Remember who I am. And I said to them, God, my God will never forsake me.
Sure.
My God will never leave me.
Yes, ma'am.
And my God will never curse my children.
Clock it.
So in that space, when I walked out there, in any environments that I walk into, and I say I'm a miss, I'm a divorcee.
Yeah.
It's your opinion, what you decide. It has nothing to do with me.
Yes, ma'am.
But I am Yolanda. I know my identity in Christ. And God didn't say wait for anything else, but he said wait till I teach you how to be confident in who you are. Let me teach you how to be confident in me. I as your God. And when you walk out there, know that you are protected.
Sure.
And you are embedded in
Sure.
me. So whenever I'm not lost in my identity when it comes to God. Wow. I'm still a child of God.
Wow.
Forever will be. A title means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing in the kingdom of God. In the kingdom of God, we are brothers and sisters. We are all equal.
And God loves to end with, especially when he's the one speaking.
Yes.
If you go to Isaiah, he always ends with, and I am God.
I am God. Yes. That's it. Listen.
And he ends it there. Full stop. I am God. Yes, ma'am.
I'm everything in God. And with the whole thing at church of putting married people on a pedestal and them being in a certain and it's okay. It's okay. I mean, in society, it's perceived that umuntu shadile, they are more credible.
Yeah.
Umuntu shadile is more responsible because now phela baba womndeni, mama womndeni, senengane, they've got responsibilities, but they forget that as a mom onengane, you are exactly that. You are the same thing. When we walk out and we walk into our homes, Nami, I have my own challenges, the same challenges that you are facing. I'm facing them exactly the same way, except I don't have someone who's there who I can be like, I'm
instead
balancing.
Of two, there's one. But we all have financial issues. Exactly. We all want a bigger house. Yes. We all need to pay our water and rates and taxes and all that. We all need to pay SARS. Exactly. We all have the same problems. Yes, it's just that there's two of you. There's one of me.
Exactly. So I think at a church level, we need to always remember that we're all human beings at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We all have feelings. We all have our own challenges.
Yeah.
And you need to be mindful of that, especially when you are approaching someone who has gone through divorce or someone who's raising their kids on their own.
Sure.
We have to have that empathy
Right.
And to understand, it's what is it? It's emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
You need to understand their journey, and you need to be more involved than for you to make an opinion of that person. You need to be more involved.
Right.
Title means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I always say we all go to the bathroom.
That's true. That's true. And I think one of my last questions to you would be, do you think the church takes care of its mothers? And I don't want to just single it down to single moms. And I'm talking about just mothers in general. Yeah. I think sometimes there are people who are in marriages and they're still single parents. It's just that we don't know.
True.
There are those who also, have a situation where either the dad is not working or unfortunately deceased, things like that. They're still married, but they're still going through those challenges. Do you think the church caters for women like that? I'm gonna use my mom as an example. So my mom was head of director of AWM. Yeah, that is Adventist Women's Ministry in KNFC for a while. Yeah. And one of the programs that she would have would be Widows for Widows. So that would be a program where they would have a sit down, if maybe it being one day or over the weekend, where it would be women who have gone through the loss of their spouse, and they would literally feed off each other, share where they are in life, share ideas of how to navigate things in their lives and whatever challenges that they go through. And I thought that was actually quite beautiful because my sister, my older sister, is one person who also lost her husband, and she's one person who always says that helps her a lot. So I think that as the church, that program was absolutely, it's a beautiful program. And I think that more of that should be happening. I'm not sure about all the other conferences in the church, whether it's something that is being done, but I know for a fact that in KNFC it was something that was being done. She was just telling me the other day, my mom, that she's been invited to another widows conference. So I was like, oh, okay, that's nice, and then one of the things that I would love if we had more programs for mothers, it's a lot raising a child. It's a lot raising a child, especially when you're on Tell
your
me
own.
About it. Yeah.
And you need rest.
Sure.
It's one thing, you need time for yourself. You need time to be able to breathe. You need time to just gather yourself, gather your thoughts. And if we had a community of women, I think it was one of Tyler Perry's movies or something where he portrayed 4 women. I think it was 4 women who came together from different walks of life, and they would exchange babysitting.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yes.
So I thought, oh my goodness, if we could have that in church, I think that would be nice, because I feel like it's a huge responsibility just being alone and taking care of your child. I think that would be nice. And then also I'm raising a boy child.
Yeah, same.
I'm raising a boy child.
I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing, guys. And I'm actually serious about this. Yes. Like, for example, when I was potty training, I don't have you know what I mean? So how do I teach him how to aim? Things like that. And I'm just like, go there. Just Yeah.
So it's like, literally, I wish that we had programs where there would be men in church who would take the responsibility of just being a dad to our kids. There's a huge difference between a father and a dad. Huge difference.
Yeah.
One is a sperm donor, and then the other
is an actual
present dad.
Yeah.
And we need that. It doesn't necessarily mean they have to share DNA in order for someone to be a dad, but someone who's going to be present for your child, someone who's going to teach him things that I cannot do, things that I do not know.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, that just a simple thing of going to the toilet, potty training. Yeah. You are not equipped for that.
Yeah.
You were never equipped to teach a boy child how to do that. Yeah. But a man can. Yeah. Yeah. So it's that role model where a child can actually be on some, I think it was said by this other boy, I think it was Children's Day or something like that at church. And he went up and he said, okay, I have 2 gifts. So the one gift is for my biological father.
Oh.
I absolutely love my dad. We do certain things with him, what.
Beautiful.
And he named those things. And then he said the other gift is he's not my dad, but he's always there for me.
Oh.
He picks me up from school. He does this, he does this, he does this. And I was like, can we have more of that?
Mm-hmm.
Can we have more of that? Because our kids need that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the only one. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
You know, there are a whole group of us, but we just don't know each other.
Yes, exactly.
But if we had that sense of a community in the church where it's more of a safe space, where we know that if we go here, we know we're going to get the help that we need.
Yeah.
If we go here, we know that we're not going to be judged for not being in relationships where there's a father and there's a mother, or being in a marriage setup where we know that, you know what, come as you are. Come as you are, because God literally opens hands for everyone. And the people who are closest to his heart are children. Yes. So that's why he says, raise them right.
Yes.
So that's why it's so important that a church community needs to be involved in the raising of the children.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think as you were mentioning a Tyler Perry movie, there's one movie that comes to mind. I just forget the name, but it was like a bunch of women as well who, I think it was 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken. They have different lives. One is like super wealthy.
Yes.
And then the other one had like 2 kids with a very abusive dad.
Yes.
And then the other one got sexually assaulted at some point. And they all came together, and I think they were sitting on a roof or something.
Yeah.
They all came together, and they were coming together to support the one who's both her kids passed away because of the father threw them off a 3-story building or something, right? And that moment was so powerful. I know it was acting, but like it was so powerful when they told her to breathe, when they were like, just breathe. Right. And then she like took the biggest inhale like she'd ever, like, because you could tell like she was convulging in herself. Like she was just not okay. She just lost she literally saw her kids drop from a building, you know, and I think that sense of community that kind of helps you come back to yourself. And I think we could have more programs like that really support mothering, because guys,
listen, we need therapy.
Yeah, no, we need a whole lot of therapy. But my last remark would be, what would you say to a mom who has made her entire identity her kids because of mom guilt, because of being divorced, or even something as little as, not little, but it's quite big, but as, you know, a father passing away and they don't have a male figure, things like that? What would you say to a woman who is really trying her hardest and she feels like she just can't hang on there anymore?
Don't give up. You got this. And you are enough. And you are worthy. You are complete, and God completes you. Anything that you need, God is there for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Never forget that. Your kids are going to be just fine.
Yeah. You're going to be fine too.
And you're going to be fine too.
Yeah.
When something feels uncertain, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on, because they always say there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Sure.
Just keep holding on, because that little bit of faith, it needs to be as small as a mustard seed.
Yeah.
And it will literally carry you forward.
That's right.
So never, ever give up. Your kids are going to be just fine. Mom guilt is an everyday thing.
Yeah.
It never goes away. It never goes away, because we always want to do so much for our kids. But we forget that our kids just want us to be present. That's it. They just want to feel safe.
Yep.
They want when you hug them, to know that I'm home. I'm with my mom.
Yeah.
You know, I'm with my dad.
Yeah.
You know, and for them, they don't care about if you're throwing money.
Yeah.
If you're going to say, oh no, I'm mom guilt, I'm going to buy you sneakers. Yeah. I'm going to buy you this. They're not
No.
there.
They want you.
They want you.
Yeah.
So mom guilt will always be there.
Yeah.
But it's you identifying and knowing yourself that I'm enough.
That's right.
I'm worthy.
Yes.
And I got this.
And God has got me as well. Ladies and gentlemen, coming from Yolanda herself, Miss Yo. Oh, my favorite person in that church building. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your participation in this.
Having me.
Thank you for your word. And thank you for sharing as well, I think you do have a testimony, and man, you've shared bits and pieces of it here with us, and I can't wait to hear more from you later on and see you as well, like flourish in all things, and hopefully wedding bells. Oh my gosh. Just putting it out there. Well, I would really love to know if you know who this man is, if there is a man.
Oh my goodness.
But we'll talk about it some other time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Also, do leave a comment. Your prayer requests are something that we also want to take so that we can actually engage more with you and pray with you and, you know, go into the heart of worship with you. These conversations are not just for us to just have something on the internet, but we are also trying to connect with you as well, and just make sure that you are okay, especially to our single parents, our single moms, guardians, grandparents, even people who just basically took on the task of being a parent, even if they're not biologically your children. We are here to support you. We're here to, you know, also learn with you and figure this out with you. So do drop a comment and let us know what you guys think of this episode. If there's something more you want to share, if there's a question as well, we'd be happy to get Yolanda here to answer some of your questions. But until next time, Essie here and Yolanda signing out.
Thank you. Bye.